Today, we're diving into a story and it all centers around Conor McGregor. Kind of unexpected trip to the White House. We've got two news articles here, one from The Guardian and another from the BBC.
It certainly wasn't the typical St. Patrick's Day celebration.
Right.
I think a lot of people were expecting him to be there talking about Irish heritage.
Right.
But McGregor decided to use his time at the White House, at the press briefing room, to actually criticize Ireland's immigration policies.
Because he actually argued that Ireland is being overrun by illegal immigration.
Right.
And that, rural towns are kind of bearing the brunt of it. And he even went so far as to say that the Irish government isn't even listening to the concerns of its own people.
McGregor was a vocal supporter of Trump during his presidency.
Yeah. Yep.
Even attended his inauguration.
Yeah.
And get this, just days before this whole White House visit happened, Trump himself praised McGregor.
Wow.
During a meeting with the Irish Prime Minister.
Oh, really?
So it's really hard not to see this visit, to the White House as potentially politically motivated. How did folks back in Ireland react to all this?
Oh, the reaction back in Ireland. Yeah. Well, let's just say it wasn't exactly a warm welcome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, both the Irish Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister, they both came out and publicly denounced McGregor's comments, and really made it clear that he doesn't speak for the entire country. It's like a lot to unpack here because on the one hand, you have freedom of speech. And, McGregor is entitled to his own opinion.
Of course, yeah.
But on the other hand, as this high-profile figure, his words, they can have a real impact on people.
Yeah.
And, some might say that he has a responsibility to be a little bit more mindful of that.
I think that's a fair point. And we also can't forget that this isn't the first time that McGregor has found himself in hot water.
Oh, yeah.
We can't ignore his recent legal troubles.
Yeah.
Including that civil case where he was found liable for sexual assault.
Right.
In order to pay damages.
Yeah. So this really adds another layer of complexity to this whole White House visit.
For sure.
In addition to all that, criticizing the immigration policies, McGregor also claimed that Irish money is being wasted on what he called overseas issues. Instead of, addressing domestic concerns.
Interesting.
Oh, and in this particular comment, it actually drew support from some pretty controversial figures.
Like who?
Well, like Andrew Tate and, various anti-immigration groups.
Okay.
So you can already see how divisive this has become.
To top it all off, the SDLP,
Yeah.
which is a political party in Northern Ireland,
Okay.
they slammed McGregor's appearance as an insult to Ireland.
Really?
Circulating online of McGregor with Elon Musk
Oh, wow.
in the Oval Office.
What?
So it's just this bizarre intersection of sports
Right. And politics.
and politics.
It's like, what is going on?
It really speaks to how blurred the lines are becoming between all these different spheres of influence.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I think it's important to remember that McGregor's White House visit wasn't just about grabbing headlines.
Right.
It was a very calculated move to insert himself into the heart of this political debate. And whether or not we agree with his views,
Right.
it's undeniable that he succeeded in sparking a conversation.
Yeah, that's true. And what I think is important to consider, too, is the timing of all of this.
Okay.
Because, McGregor's visit took place against this backdrop of, rising tensions around immigration globally. It's not just an Irish issue.
Right.
It's tapping into this much larger, more complex, more heated debate.
And what I find so fascinating about this is that McGregor, despite his often brash persona, managed to tap into a sentiment that really resonates with a certain segment of the population.
Sure.
And not just in Ireland, but internationally.
Yeah.
And
it's a huge reminder, I think, that, the lines between sports and politics and personal opinions are becoming more and more blurred. Yeah, so it kind of makes you wonder if, McGregor's visit was at least in part a strategic move to further a particular political agenda.
It's certainly a possibility.
Yeah. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing that you hope our listeners take away?
That's a good question.
From this conversation about McGregor his White House visit.
Right.
And, the broader implications for celebrity influence and political discourse.
I think the most important takeaway is this.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and seek out diverse perspectives.
I like that.
We live in a world where information is constantly bombarding us.
It's true.
And it's more important than ever to be discerning.
Right.
To think critically and to engage in respectful dialogue.
Yeah.
Even when it's uncomfortable.
That's a great point. It's not about having all the answers.
Right.
It's about being willing to learn, to grow, and to have those tough conversations that can lead to a deeper understanding of the world around us.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe this deep dive will inspire our listeners to do some exploring of their own.
Right.
To seek out information beyond the headlines.
Right.
And form their own opinions on the issues that matter most to them.
Because at the end of the day, an informed and engaged citizenry is crucial for a healthy democracy.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, this has been quite the deep dive.
It had.
And we appreciate you joining us on this journey.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay curious.
Stay informed.
And keep asking those tough questions.
We'll see you next time.